Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight on our live Ambitious Entertainment. Today we have a very special guest, Protege. Um, yeah, let's get started. For those who may not know you or maybe hearing your name for the first time, who are you, would you say?
I would say, yeah, I'm proud of Jay, man. I make all types of music, alternative, rock and roll, hip hop, melodic, country, anything I'm really feeling. I would say, really, my crowd is for people who love music and all types of music.
Gotcha. Tell us more about like the name Protege. What exactly does that come from? Is there like a story behind it?
Yeah, actually, it means prodigy. It really got nothing to do with product, actually. My
Hmm.
mom, she had recommended, she was like, let's do like Prodigy. I'm like, yeah, let's do it like that. So, really, Prodigy means prodigy.
Okay, yeah. You started making music at a young age. When did you realize that music was more than just something you enjoyed and that you wanted to pursue it seriously?
Shit, really, when COVID happened and like Band Lab was discovered, and I was like, yeah, I got nothing to do, and I'm like, I hear stuff that I hear on the radio. I'm like, I can make the same stuff, probably even better, you know?
Hmm.
So yeah,
Gotcha. Um, did you grow up in Chicago?
yeah, I grew up on the south side of Chicago.
Okay, yeah. How would you say like the city has influenced both your music and your mindset being an artist?
I say actually, it makes me feel like on some Kanye West dropout shit because it's like the city itself is so lively, but then again, you will have those negative people that's in your ear and shit like that. But then you have those people that support the hell out of you. You
Mhm.
know, it really shapes you in your music because it's like you put all of that together.
Yeah. Um, to I guess back to like the beginning, how did you first get into music? Did you just like was your family big into music, or was it more of like you took like a music class in school, or how did you just get involved with making sounds?
So at first, I used to do choir, like Chicago Children Choir, when I was like 12.
Hmm.
Then it was like, okay, I did violin when I was in the sixth grade. But violin's not that good, but I like guitar, so I started doing guitar lessons and stuff. But I know, like vocally, I was like, okay, I want to put all of this together, you know.
Hmm.
So that's pretty much how that started.
Gotcha. Do you remember the first song that you ever recorded, and what was that experience like?
First song I ever recorded. Yeah, actually, it was more of like boom bap. It wasn't melodic.
Mhm.
So I started off on like a simple like 808 beat, and it was just me talking basically on the beat.
Hmm.
So, do I remember the topic? Not specifically, but I do remember it was cold. But it is on SoundCloud. It's still up. It's called
Hmm.
Pride. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. Who would you say is one of the first people to believe in your talent and sort of push you towards creating?
I say my cousin actually, because I remember when COVID happened, I was in like the fifth grade, and like he gave me some studio equipment, and he was just like, "Do your thing." And so from there, I just been doing my thing, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's how he started. That's how I started.
Wow. Wait, so COVID in fifth grade. So how old are you now?
I'm 19.
Gotcha. Wow. I'm
So
sure
yeah,
that makes a lot of people in the chat feel old.
yeah.
Um, so how long have you been making music then?
I've been making music for like it's it's going on like 8, 9 years.
Wow. Okay. So most of your life then.
Yeah,
Hmm. How would you say your sound has like evolved over time, like from that first song that you had that you mentioned was on SoundCloud to now? Like how would you say things have shifted?
I say like it's more structure, it's more emotion, it's more topics, it's more things to really talk about, you know, and it's
Hmm.
more like me growing, you know. So I'm talking about my growth throughout my music, and it's like honestly, I was a kid, so you don't really have that conscious of what you're talking about. But when you get older, you're just like, okay, I'm trying to be mindful, and I learned when I've been mindful of what I've been saying, things come true.
Hmm.
So yeah.
That makes sense. As you grow older in real time, your lyrics and your song topics become a little bit more mature and a little more thought out.
Yeah.
How would you describe your sound though?
Say it one more time.
How would you describe your sound to someone who's never heard your music?
I would say my sound is more so um it can be like melodic, like kind of like a mix of rock and roll mixed with hip hop, mixed with I say some of the emo trap from like 2018, 2016 and shit like that.
Gotcha. And do you think that you've like established your sound and this is the lane you want to go down to, or would you say you're still experimenting and trying out different genres like you mentioned?
I say like I want to try different genres. Like once I get stuff established, I'm gonna do like full like rock and roll music, like
Hmm.
Nirvana, Kurt Cobain type shit. Green Day.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna ask who are some of your big inspirations or people you want to like emulate, but yeah, keep going.
Paramore. So I really want to do more mainstream stuff like later on in life. Like that's the goal.
Hmm.
So yeah,
What are some of your favorite Nirvana songs?
I think it's heart shaped box. I would
Yeah,
say box.
yeah, that's a good one.
Shaped box. Yeah, I like that one. So yeah. Um,
Um, yeah, we can transition to a little bit of like the creative process or your creative process when it comes to constructing a song. So how does that usually come along? Would you say that you get, the beat first in your mind, or do you start songwriting and then the beat comes later? How would you describe that sort of process from start to the end of the song?
it's kind of like it depends on how I'm feeling. Like sometimes I'll just have lyrics or stuff that rhymes or hooks that I'm writing.
Mm,
Then I'll probably go on YouTube or my engineer he'll send me beats and like it just goes together. And then I'll like freestyle and then that's just a song. Sometimes I'll write the whole song and then I'll probably punch in and that's the song. Try to make it more lively. Cause sometimes when I just write a song completely, it don't sound right. It don't sound like lively. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you did it right now. But
Mm,
yeah,
gotcha. What would you say is the hardest part about creating music?
I would say the hardest part about creating music is honestly the networking part.
Mm,
Because sometimes people have egos, and sometimes people just are biased just based on what you make, and you never know. Like you could be a cool person, we can make a hit together. So I would say that, and honestly, just kind of like the pay to play thing. And I would say labels are looking more for streams than talent,
yeah.
and they shouldn't invest. I feel like they should invest in the talent more than just looking at a stream because there's so many artists out here that's like talented as hell.
Yeah, I think that answer makes a lot of sense. Um, Especially like you said, in the modern music age, it can be difficult for someone to like break free from trying to follow trends and just get one big song on a social media platform like TikTok or Instagram or something like that.
Yeah,
Like you're saying, like the talent should be the target rather than just sort of one hit.
yeah.
Is there a song that you've released that would you say means more to you than like a lot of other songs? Like what would you say is like a critical, important piece that you've put out that you're proud of?
Um, I put out Prada Season IV, and it's a song on there. It's called Heartless, and it's more
Mhm.
so on a mainstream type of level. And it's just basically talking about how I fell in love in LA and how shit went wrong. And I ain't never met a woman so heartless. I ain't never met a woman so cold. So that's the hook. So that song is more so like the weekend type beat, but more so the Kid Leroy when
Mhm.
he's doing his new shit. So with a little bit of like a Justin Bieber type of vibe. Like later on, I'll send it to you. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
like one of those personal songs that really just like, oh, you meant that shit.
gotcha. Yeah. Would you say that's like difficult for you to get vulnerable like that, or do you think music is a good way to express that sort of level of feeling?
I mean, I feel like it's not difficult. I mean, sometimes when it's other people in the room, let's say it's about 20 people, and you can look through that glass and it's like maybe they don't want to hear this emotional shit, you know?
Hmm.
But then also it's like it's your music and it's your feelings because somebody in that room feels the same exact way. So sometimes I feel like I just have to learn how to not care about that.
Yeah, gotcha. And you said, I don't mean to, your power's out, right?
Yeah, my power's out.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but I appreciate you hopping on this live despite all that's going on.
No problem, no problem.
Carlos's question says, with being a young artist, do you feel you have a chip on your shoulder or any extra pressure?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm doing it by myself. And I feel like all of us are doing it by ourselves, but I feel like I'm really doing it by myself. Like, I just did a show, and it's like the show went well,
Hmm.
but I'm orchestrating it by myself. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm more of a, I need a team, you know? So
Hmm.
I feel like being an independent artist is not bad at all, but I also feel like being open to teamwork is also a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a fair, you know, it can be complicated to be you want to be an independent artist, but also like there comes with benefits of having, a team and members around you.
Yeah.
Chicago has produced so many influential artists over the years. What makes the Chicago music scene unique and, so diverse and talented?
I would say honestly, just the way how people have different stories. Like people go through a lot of stuff and it's different because they express it in different genres. It can be drill, it can be boom bap rap, it can be R&B, it can be like it's some even country and rock singers out here that be expressing their stories. So I feel like Chicago helps and like shape them as a person, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. With Lollapalooza coming up, have you ever attended that, or
Say it one more time.
have you Lollapalooza's coming up in Chicago? Have you attended that before?
Nah, I haven't attended Lollapalooza. I wanted to this year, but I really didn't just do it. But I'll probably do it next year, or even probably just be there at that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what would it mean for you to perform there, or would that be like a special performance for you?
Actually, yeah, because Lollapalooza, I feel like their crowd is more like diverse and like they like music more than like a Summer Smash crowd, you know? I
Hmm.
feel like Lollapalooza is meant for like real music heads, you know? And they
Yeah,
be fire lineups too. It's just this year I was like, tickets. I don't know.
yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Who would someone that you would want to see perform at Lollapalooza?
Really? I would want to see Uzi.
Yeah,
Uzi for sure.
yeah, that's definitely the day that I would choose to go on as well. The one he's on.
Oliver Tree was supposed to be performing at Lollapalooza, but you know, but
Yeah, that's
I was
tragic.
forward to that. Um, I believe Green Day is gonna be at Lollapalooza.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's sick.
So yeah.
They like you're talking about, like Lollapalooza has different, like a diversification of music. Like, yeah, you go from Lil Uzi to Green Day, and then
Mhm.
Oliver Tree would have been there with his music. So yeah, like you're saying.
Yeah, like music for everybody. Like that type of event is dope because I feel like everybody's music is included. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, another question from Carlos. If you had to hop on a song for an artist that is currently active, which artist would it be?
They got to be in the industry.
Um, sure. Yeah.
I say the Kid Laroi or Justin Bieber.
Hmm.
Definitely, because the Kid Laroi, I feel like we got the same like vocal range and like the same kind of like pitch. So I feel like that would go together like that. And Justin Bieber is like I kind of grew up on this song, so I feel like a Cold Water. You know that song Cold Water by Justin Bieber?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
So like a song like that would go hard, or even Love Yourself. You know, like some acoustic.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mess with a lot of Justin Bieber stuff.
Or even
Um,
His Peaches song, like that was different.
mhm. So you want to like do some like Justin Bieber type sounding songs, but also you want to eventually transition into some more rock and roll?
Yeah. So like right now, like it just depends on like the seasons, honestly. Right now it's like it's summertime. So I've been on my melodic and like kinda like my pop stuff, you know? And then like
Mm,
after it's winter, I kinda go into like my mainstream sound.
gotcha. Makes sense. Okay, let's talk a little bit about like some challenges. I know we've talked about being an independent artist and how that can be difficult to navigate. But what would you say is one of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome so far in your career?
I say the biggest challenges, honestly, mm, I would say my first performance. It was a little scary until you understand you control the crowd, you know?
Yeah, tell us
So
more about that.
So after that, it was just like, okay, the second one was better, the third one was better, and like, just even to this day, I still get a little nervous, but I have to realize you control the crowd, you know.
Hmm.
So
It's kind of like I interviewed a stand-up comedian before, and they always say like your first show is like the one where you get the most anxiety and nerves, but then your second show is better than that, and then your third show is better than that. So it's only like a progression over time.
yeah,
Would you say that's true for a musician as well?
definitely, definitely, definitely.
Hmm. What would be like the dream venue for you to perform at, or like festival, or what's on like the bucket list?
I mean, really, Lollapalooza. That stage is nice. Summer Smash, big stage, and I want to do Rolling Loud.
Yeah, those are all
So
very
yeah,
good answers.
so yeah.
Has there ever been a time where you questioned continuing to make music, or at least continuing to pursue it as a career?
Mm, Not really, because I listen to music all the time. So it's like, how you gonna give up to something that you listen to all the time? You're gonna start to miss it, you know?
Great, that's a great point. I mean, something that you've done for more than half your life. It's like
Yeah.
it has to be a sort of habit at this point. What keeps you motivated when things are not coming together in a song, or maybe you're having like writer's block or having challenges creating a song? What keeps you motivated?
I mean, really, just it just be me and my engineer, and he just be telling me like, just think it through, or just stop for a second, or we'll come up with something. It's really just a process of patience, you know? Just
Hmm.
be patient with it. Or if it's not for you that day, come back, because maybe not every day is your creative day. That's what I had to learn.
Gotcha. I want to transition a little bit into talking about social media and its sort of influence in today's, music ecosystem. Would you say that social media has helped or like distracted from your artistry?
Um, I
And
feel like
do you like using it as a way to promote yourself, or do you find it can be a distraction?
it helps because we have Instagram, TikTok, and it's like if you drop an album, you can, get content for that and it'll go stream it, you
Mhm.
know? So it's more so like I think social media help us, but at the same time I really feel like you do have to network and go in person. You can't just be all internet, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say it's like a 50-50, but my overall answer is I feel like yes, it has helped us because we have BandLab. There's so many artists that's good and like started off on BandLab and now they're on Pro Tools, and it goes from there. You know?
Yeah. And like you're saying, it can be in some ways it's easy to blow up as an artist because you just have so many platforms that
Yeah,
if one of your songs goes viral, it's like a huge benefit. And like back in the day, people would only really listen to music on the radio.
yeah,
But like you said, it can be difficult to stand out in like with such a big crowd out there.
definitely.
A question from the chat: what's your process in experimenting with your sound?
My process, honestly, like I said, guys, like it really depends on my mood, like and how I'm feeling. Like if I'm feeling like a acoustic guitar type beat, I'm hopping on that. It depends on my week or how I'm feeling, honestly. So if I'm I'm feeling good. I'm finna write a song about feeling good, and I'll start off with a hook, and then I'll freestyle it. Like most of my songs are freestyle it, but I will write a hook because I feel like a hook is something that you should, construct.
Hmm. And then speaking of sort of like choosing different genres, do you think creating different genres or combining sounds will have challenges connecting with your audience?
I mean, nah, because I feel like my audience is not in Chicago at all.
Mm.
Because I feel like it's probably in LA, international somewhere, you know?
Hmm. That's a good point, I guess. You don't necessarily want to make music for one specific audience, anyways. You always want to
Yeah,
make music that's true to yourself.
exactly.
I want to talk a little about ambition. Being that this is ambitious entertainment, I want to ask, what does ambition mean to you?
Ambition.
Yeah,
Ambition means to me, honestly, you trying hard, you working hard, and you trying to get where you going. Honestly, like a drive. You gotta have that drive of ambition to do what you want to do in life.
hmm,
It's. I really feel like, in other terms, it's another word for walk of faith.
absolutely. What's one goal that you're working towards that most people don't know about?
Um, really, just being assigned to a label. I feel like yes, you can be independent, but if you negotiate the right way and you sign a distribution deal or you do things the right way, I feel like you can be great. You know what I'm saying? And you can have a great career. So really, it's getting that deal and getting my streams up.
Gotcha. When your career is all said and done, looking forward, what legacy do you hope that Protege leaves behind?
Honestly, don't be scared to really talk about how you feeling. Like it's okay. Like I be real emotional in my music, but I also play around. So like I also feel like they should learn balance. It's okay to feel sad about something, but it's also okay to feel turned up about something. Let's party about, feel
Hmm.
good about something, have a balance to it. So it's okay to be tapped in with your emotions. That's the
Be
overall goal.
be emotionally honest, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's a little bit more of the sort of immediate future. 5 years from now, what do you hope to your career has taken you, and what do you hope to be, accomplished?
I hope I hope that this album that I really just put out goes at least platinum. It only got to go platinum twice, but once because I worked my ass off, and I hope that at least I'll get to perform at least Summer Smash or Rolling Loud.
Gotcha. And talk a little bit about the album. Like, what would you say? Um, the concepts or the themes or what people can expect when they're listening to it.
The album is very like it starts off hype and like it gives you that dopamine rush, and then like okay, let's say you driving down Lakeshore Drive or you just driving in general when it's nighttime and you want a chill vibe, and you just want to kind of think about your life and just what you want to do better with, or even if you're going through a breakup. That end part and middle part of the album, it talks more emotional, but the first half of the album is more hype and you get that dopamine rush and hey, let's go out and party. It's
Hmm.
not more so. It's not about killing. It's more about just turning up, like real hype music.
Yeah, absolutely. Question from Carlos who says, "Who would you say is on your Mount Rushmore of artists?" So, top four.
Top four. All right, I'm gonna go old school with it. I'm gonna say Michael Jackson.
Hmm.
I feel like Amy Winehouse. Like I feel like people should really study how good she was. Kurt
Yeah,
Cobain. You said four, right?
yeah. Last one.
Kurt Cobain, and then one more, Prince. Because Prince showed a lot of diversity, and I feel like he also advocated for people not to just judge him because he was feminine, quote unquote. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? He
Yeah,
was a rock star, you know what I mean? So he brought out that coolness. It's okay to express yourself in any type of way. So those are my top four.
Absolutely. All legends. So I'm not going to
Yeah,
give any pushback.
for sure.
I want to ask a couple like miscellaneous questions, or just like maybe a little bit separate from your artistry, kind of just more about you.
hmm
What's one thing people always get wrong about you?
I feel like they think mm, I'm probably mysterious, so I don't talk a lot. But I do. You just gotta really come to me, honestly, or not even come to me, or really just talk to me, because I like talk about anything. Like it just depends on the energy you give off, you know.
Hmm.
So I'm really like a cool person. Like I'm really nice. Like we talk about anything, like any type of music. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
feel like people misinterpret the fact that they can just vibe. You know what I mean? I won't have no ego to it or Hollywood to it. Nothing like that.
absolutely. And I think that's a good point. And I've enjoyed our conversation. So like, you're a good person to talk to.
For sure, for sure. You too, bro.
Thank you. But also, like in this day and age, I feel like it's becoming a little more difficult for people to just meet a stranger and have a good conversation. So just like giving yourself the confidence to talk to somebody and be realizing that they're a nice person and willing to talk back. I think that's something we got to work on. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, for sure. Cause like honestly, one thing I started doing just going out talking to people. I take my Ubers, talk to your Uber driver, cause you'll be surprised. They'll do music. They'll
Yeah.
know somebody who do music. They'll probably write songs. Uber drivers don't just cause you drive Uber doesn't mean nothing. You know what I mean? They have lives individually. So just talk to people when you out. Not saying be a weirdo, hey, 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 but you know what I mean.
Hmm.
But yeah. So
That's a great point. And I had a interaction recently with an Uber driver, and he was telling me about um, his home in Ethiopia, where he's from, and just like giving me all the facts about his upbringing and stuff. And it really opened my eyes. Like I was like, this is a super cool conversation that I wouldn't have anywhere else.
exactly. Everybody got different stories, different
Hmm.
people, and like people you'll never see again, you know? And they just telling you about, they day or they life, you know what I'm saying, where they from. So really
Yeah,
be cool just to treat people how you want to be treated. That's overall like the energy I try to give out.
absolutely. Outside of music, what's something you're passionate about that most people don't know?
Um, I'm not gonna lie, it's really music. Like it's nothing else. It's really music. Like it's now, nah, I got you. I'll say I like editing. Like I like making
Hmm.
cover arts. I like color grading music videos. I like editing music videos. Like I really kind of want to get into that more. Kind of make it look more cinematic. You know what I'm saying? Looking realistic. So I like editing. That's like something that I really like doing as a hobby. Um, I also do jewelry. So I like fashion. So I probably sometimes when I get bored, I'll take a part of my pieces and I'll sew them on and like make some dope shit, you know? So just do like creative stuff in my meantime. So yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Who is someone in your life that keeps you grounded no matter, how much success or how much, struggle comes your way?
Really be myself. Sometimes you
Mm.
just gotta really just talk to yourself and be like, it's gonna be all right. Say affirmations. You got it. Every day it's gonna be a battle, but you got it, you know? So sometimes I really feel like that self talk and then go make a song about it. Vent it out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't always gotta have a person to vent to. Sometimes you gotta be the person you gotta vent to, you know?
That's a great point. Got to be your own captain sometimes.
For sure.
If you could relive one moment in your music career so far, what would you pick?
Um, Honestly, when I met G Herbo and Raquel Danny at Bono 1700, I was an extra and had a bip. That video shoot, honestly, I liked it because one, I would say I got to meet them, and then two, Raquel Danny was an upcoming artist at that point, but that song had blew up. So
Hmm.
when I talk to him, we're around the same age. So it's like talking to one of my peers. And like it made you realize like no matter how famous these people are, they got humbleness to them. Some of them, they got humbleness to them.
Yeah.
You know, so that was fun. It was a great experience. I was meeting different people, different videographers, photographers. Christian Loggins, he's a cool one. I don't know if you heard of him, but he's dope.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I met just a lot of like different people from the industry, and that was like my favorite like memory that I've had, and that was like last year, I believe.
Yeah, I gotcha. My friend is a huge G Herbo fan, so I'll definitely pass that message along.
Yeah, Herb, I mess with Herb. I mess with Herb.
Hmm. What would you say is your biggest strength as an artist?
I say to just really get up and just keep going. Like I have to sometimes just tell myself, if you want it, you want it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You can't really just sit in it, because that's how people lose their passion. So sometimes you really just got to tell yourself, get up, go do it. Like today, didn't go to work, but I went to the studio and made a hit for my album because it
Hmm.
pays
Yeah,
off like crazy. You know, like
absolutely.
sometimes you had them feelings that you're not gonna have in a week. You'll probably have creator's block, but you like I gotta do it now.
Hmm.
So yeah.
If you could only perform, let's say, okay, how about this? What's one song that you wish that you wrote yourself? It could be any song in music history.
Um, I would say I would say I would say 22 by Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
Like it sound corny, but really, like if it was made right, I truly feel like not even made right, but I feel like if I kind of remade it, it could still be playable. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or I would say, like I say, "Love Yourself" by Justin Bieber. That would be my second.
That's a good one.
So
I was
yeah,
I was maybe expecting like a Thriller by Michael Jackson.
nah, I can't disrespect Mike like that. I can't even play with his name like that.
Fair enough. That's fair. What does success look like to you as an artist, other than you know money, award streams, like things like that? What does success look like on top of that?
I say being able to let kids have free concerts because I've learned it's a lot of kids, a lot of teenagers, even those who've never been to a concert. And that sucks because concerts be fun. So one of my goals is really just to throw annual free concerts. You know what I mean? If I get all this money, why I can't throw a free concert? It don't hurt to buy the venue. So that's the goal, and I would say more so being more interactive with my fans, or not even fans, supporters, being interactive with my supporters, because I feel like I don't want them to be feeling like fans, because I know how it feels to be stuck in your favorite musician DM, or you follow them, they don't follow back, and just the Hollywoodness. Even though they can't get to all of you, I could talk to some of you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and then the people they do respond to, you have like a lifelong fan, and they'll support you for a while. You know.
yeah, so I just want to be just more interactive than most the industry, if that makes sense. Because I feel like they get their money, they perform, and it's like, bro, you wouldn't be this without them. So
Yeah, I respect that.
so yeah,
Okay, just a few more questions before I wrap up. These are a little bit more, um, maybe take a little bit more thought. But what do you think is one thing that every upcoming artist should stop doing?
I feel like the ego, like,
Mm.
and I feel like um ego, and stop judging based off either how a person is, how a person looks. Discrimination, that's the word. Ego and
Gotcha.
discrimination, because it's a lot of artists that have that ego up here, and you'll be like, just be like, dude, I'm chill, and they just think they the stuff. And then it's like, or they'll look at you and they'll be like, oh, you probably suck, or they don't even want to talk to you, and it's just like, you don't know me. just
Hmm.
I could be the coolest person, or I could be rich and famous. You know, I feel like it's a lot of pride that's being put in these newer artists, and I feel like they should just put it aside because at the end of the day, all of our legends are dying or dead. So we can all do this together and rebuild it. It'll make sense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So I feel
and
like
so it's also like they were in your shoes at one point, you know, starting out making music, or like, you know, like they were on a similar road to you, you know.
yeah,
Would you say that in this day and age, talent or consistency matters more for being a successful artist?
it's the consistency because I've seen artists blow up that's not talented. Like
Hmm.
just like play around artists, like just band lab artists, like Laser Dim, like just play around artists blows up, just excuse me, blows up just because he's consistently posting it, but he has his own gimmick. So it's like, hey, you can't really be mad at that. Or even 1900 Rugrat. I wouldn't say he's not talented, but I would say he was consistently posting on TikTok and he looked different. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's more so, I feel like it's not the talent. Now, if it was the talent, I feel like the music would be better. I feel like it would, but the music right now is not better. We having the same stuff all the time, and we having even bigger artists trying to scam the little artists. So it's just all of a big mess. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Gotcha. Yep. One last question. This one's kind of like a hypothetical. Would you rather have one huge platinum song or a loyal fan base that supports everything you released?
A loyal fan base.
Yeah, I
A
think so
loyal
too.
fan base because one hit wonders, I learned they don't care about them no more.
Hmm.
Like, for an example, I wouldn't say Sean Kingston is a one hit wonder, but nobody else really plays him like that. You know what I mean? And just like stuff like uh I say D-Lo when he made Bop to the left, Bop to the right. But now he does other stuff. You know what I mean? So I feel like when you keep that loyal fan base, they build and they grow with you to other stuff. I feel like that one hit wonder method, it don't last that long. The money runs out,
Hmm.
everything runs out. You over with, you know? So as long as you have a loyal fan base, I feel like you'll thrive for a long time. Like, for an example, Ozzy Osbourne, he had a loyal fan base. He stopped doing all the stuff, crazy stuff he used to do, but he did other stuff like reality TV shows or even came out with clothes. So like that's a loyal fan base, you know, even after he passed.
That's a great answer. And also, like, if you do blow up with your one hit, people are going to be expecting you to make a similar song or like similar type music to that, and then you're not going to be able to really expand as an artist, especially like you who wants to explore with a lot of different genres. Like, it could be that would be, you know, a tough situation.
Yeah, like sometimes you just gotta confuse them. Like YG Marley, I don't know if you know who that is, but
Yeah.
when he came out, that was cold, and then he came out with something that was similar to what he had already put out, and it wasn't trending no more. It doesn't matter if you're a nepo baby. All
Hmm.
that matters is, you know what I mean, is it a hit or do you have loyal fan base? And I feel like it was a hit, but it wasn't a loyal fan base. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
All right. Yeah. So that'll should wrap up everything. Before we go, please let the people know where they can find you, where they can follow you, and then also like please shout out your music, any upcoming projects, stuff like that.
okay, but you can follow me on IG at Prodigy Music. You can follow me on TikTok at Prodigy Music. You can follow me on Apple Music at Prodigy, Pradajay, all together. Spotify Prodigy, Deezer Prodigy. You can find me everywhere Prodigy, honestly. So everywhere it's gonna say Prodigy. If anybody personally wants to reach out or talk to me, just let me know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I enjoy talking to you, bro.
Yeah. Thank
Definitely
you so
enjoy the
much.
interview. For sure.
All right. Awesome. Thank you everybody for tuning in.